lovies, and welcome back to the channel, or if you're new here, hi, I'm Z, your fashion-loving bookworm, and for today's video, we're going to share all the books I actually read this year in 2023. And then, probably my top 5 favorite. Yes. So, I'm actually really proud of myself because this was kind of the first year I really got back into reading. So, I had set a goal of 50 books for the year, and I made it! By more than 50. I actually ended up reading, what is it? 71 books. I was really surprised about that. So, let's get to it. So, can I remember what month I read them in? No, I can't. Sorry. I'll just go through all the books. So we'll go through what's on the bottom shelf. So, this is Love and Other Words by Christina Lauren. Oh, she's dusty. I really liked that one. And I was never a romance girly before, so it was kind of like interesting. Then I also read Brutal Prince by Sophie Lark, Court of the Vampire Queen by Katie Robert, A Touch of Darkness by Scarlett St. Clair, A Game of Fate by Scarlett St. Clair. So these two are part of the Hades Trials. I have the whole series except the very brand new one. So good. I love a good Hades and Persephone retelling. So this one is actually Ash Princess, and I DNF'd it. I got about 100 more so pages in, about like 126, and I wasn't in the mood for it, but I think I will probably pick it back up again. Then I read Gothicana by Runix, Solo Leveling. This is by Chu Gong. I probably said that wrong. But yeah, I didn't read that many like manga and graphic novels this year. But that's okay. What else do we have? And then I also read, oh no, I didn't. I stopped. I DNF'd this. I DNF'd, Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldry. I just got bored. I evidently, maybe I'm just not a cozy fantasy girl. I don't know. I need rawr stuff. Don't ask me what that was, but I DNF'd this one. And then I also read Blood Moon Sanctum by Zion Schaefer. So we also have Kingdom of the Wicked and then Kingdom of the Curse by Carrie Maniscalco. I haven't finished Kingdom of the Feared. We'll get there. Probably next year. But you know, we'll get there. It's okay. And then I also ended up finishing Frostblood by Ellie Blake. This is an interesting series. I have all of them, of course, because I just buy series to have series. It could make sense. It doesn't. It might. I'm grabbing more books. I also ended up reading Crimson City by Sarah J. Maas. And, so I didn't know that you're, like, everyone says, oh, start Throne of Glass, A Court of Thorns and Roses, and then start Crescent City. Yo, I started Crescent City first. Oops! But I freaking loved this book. It was so good. It was so chunky. Chunky. But good. So, the third one that's coming out, I'm gonna get. Have I finished the second one? No. But I'm still gonna buy the third one. Yes. As long as we're on the same page. Okay, and then we also have, oh, wait a minute, all of the Ice Planet Barbarians. So there's actually 21 books in this series, but I don't know if they're like available for paperback yet. I know they're being republished by Berkeley. So the next one comes out in February or January. I'm not sure. But I'm going to get it because I love this series. Evidently, alien romances are my thing. Who knew? Also DNF'd It Ends With Us by Colin Hoover. I don't know. It wasn't grabbing. I guess I'm not a coho girly. So I also read King of Battle and Blood by Scarlett St. Clair. I really like Scarlett St. Clair as a writer. She's kind of an auto-buy author for me. And that is part of the Adrian and Isolde series. So yes. For another manga, I read The Villainess Stands the Heroes. This is volume 1. It was so cute. It's like cute. All that for me to say, it's cute. I also ended up reading Witches and Vampires, and this one is by Brianna Witt, maybe? Possibly? Yes. That's pretty good. Very short, kind of rushed, but it's like a novella, so it is what it is. I also read You Can't Fight Molecular Attraction by Marceline Adams. I really liked this. I can't wait for the next one. I can speak English, I swear. I'm glad my English teachers don't watch this, because they're like, girl, we taught you words, dude. But yeah, so I read this one that's by Marceline Adams, and I really enjoyed it. It's definitely another like STEM romancy kind of book. In a sense, you would most people would probably compare it to Allie Hazelwood, of course, but different style of writing. We also have Spells Trouble by PC and Kirsten Cass, and then one of my favorite series of the year. So we have The Stolen Heir, How the King of Elfheim Learned to Hate Stories, The Queen of Nothing, The Wicked King, and then The Cruel Prince. And these are all by Holly Black. Yeah, so when the next one comes out, I'm gonna jump right on that. I really enjoyed it. Like, Carden. Chef's Kiss. Poor Jude, though. I mean, I like Jude, but Carden. And then we also have this is the hold on. I can read. 3 Dark Crown series. I was wondering where I was going. I was like, what am I looking for? Okay, so we have The Queens of Finburn. And it's 5 Dark Fates. These aren't in order, actually. This is kind of backwards. 2 Dark Reigns, 1 Dark Throne, and 3 Dark Crowns. And these are all by Kendra Blake. I really liked this series, too. It's definitely something I read more towards the beginning of the year. Let's keep going. So we have My Dark Romeo by Parker S. Huntington, and then Filthy Rich Vampire by Geneva Lee. I freaking loved this book. Like, vampires. I like them. Speaking of vampires, we also have When Life Gives You Vampires. This is by Gloria Duke. It wasn't a favorite. It kind of wasn't a favorite. And then this is Unicorn Shifter Academy. This is the first book by J.R. It's not her first book, but this is the first book in a series by J.R. Thorne. And it was so smutty. I wasn't really like a smut reader until this book. And I'm not gonna lie, I literally saw this as an ad on Instagram. And I was like, oh my gosh, Unicorn Shifter. It's so pretty looking. Like, look at this cover. Stop with the glare. Look at that cover. Like, it's pretty, it's cutesy. Not expecting unicorn smut. Yeah, I really wasn't. Okay, but also by Lexi Frost, we have Winter Fae Queen. This is by J.R. Thorne, and then I said also by Lexi Frost. I mean, it is, but like, I meant J.R. Thorne. So they did a collaboration on this one. Lexi C. Frost and J.R. Thorne, and this is Winter Fae Queen. Did I read these in the right order? No, evidently I was not supposed to read this book first, but I did. It was cute. Let me show you what I should have read first besides that. Where'd it go? I actually should have read this series before I read that series, but you know, it's okay. You win some, you lose some. And this is Elemental Fae Academy, Book 1. This is also by Lexi C. Foss? Yes, and J.R. Thorne. I just love these covers. They're so cutesy. Is that why I bought them? Possibly. Are they all smutty? Yes. Okay, and this is Demon's Bride by Lee Miller. So she's actually, I found her on TikTok, and this book sounded great. So it's a demon and a witch, and she's like kind of like the bottom of the barrel. She's not a strong witch, and then she gets chosen to be this demon's wife, and yeah, they gotta figure out what's going on in the demon world, and it was so good. So I also had Her Soul to Take and Her Soul for Revenge by Harley LaRue. I haven't finished Soul of a Witch yet. Honestly, I've kind of not been in a big reading mood. I don't know what's going on, but I'm just not there. But I made my goal, so I'm not harping on myself about it because I did good for this being the year I got back into reading, and I'm proud of myself. So I also ended up reading Neon Gods by Katie Robert and Electric Idol by Katie Robert. Honestly, any kind of Greek mythology retellings, I'm there. Persephone and Hades, anything Greek mythology, it's got my heart. It really does. Okay, so of course, me loving Ellie Hazelwood, I also read Love Theoretically, Love on the, this is the Love Hypothesis, and Love on the Brain. So, they're interconnected standalones. And everyone says you read this one first, but I read this one first. And then I read this one. And then this one came out. All of them were great though. It makes me want to like be all sciencey and stuff. I'm not, but I kind of want to. It's not gonna happen, but a girl can dream. So we also have Haunting and Hunting Adeline by H.D. Carlton. You gotta love Zane Meadows. Like, you can't not love him. And then my favorite series, all-time favorite series, I was obsessed with this. This is a Legacy of Gods. I read all the ones that are out. So we have, they're all backwards. So it goes God of Malice, God of Pain, God of Wrath, God of Ruin, and God of Fury. This is actually the last book. No, it's not. No, it's not. We read some Christmas smutty novelettes. Whatever. God of Fury. 5-star read. Absolutely obsessed. This is literally my top #1 book of the year. Oh my gosh. I love Brandon Nikolai. They're so great. Okay. And then I have my Kindle reads. So, let's see what I read there. So I actually read 2 books from my library this year. I borrowed more than that, but I get easily distracted and then the due date comes up. Whoops. So, but books I finished was Constellation of Scars. It's going to be right here, but I can't remember who the author is. I can't. And then I also read Grandmaster of Demon Cultivation. That was manhua, so it's a Chinese graphic novel. It's really good. I kind of want to buy them. I don't know yet. Okay, and for my Kindle books read this year, I read Nora's Kraken, Kinna's Dragon, and those are both by Leigh Miller. And then I also read Lovely Bad Things by Trisha Wolfe, Circus of the Dead. I don't know who that's by. Something Limming. Kimberly Limming. I think so. Possibly. I could be wrong. Okay, where were we? My camera freaked out for a second. Oh yes. The Kindle books. I don't know where I left off. Oh yeah, I left off on the Cold-Hearted King. Then there's also Sacrifice to Her Demon. I actually read Unhinged. You know that door novel? Else? Okay. I read that during Halloween. Deal with the Demon, The Dragon's Bride, Bleed for Me, The Orc from the Office, Given to the Gargoyle. And then I read Grave Tidings, Yuletide Nightmare, and Frosted Hearts, and they're all like novelettes because they're less than 50 pages, and they're all by Salem Sinclair, and they were actually like this real fun series of like holiday monster smut. Yes. Now we'll go over my top 5 of the year. Now, it's not necessarily that all of them were like 5 stars or anything like that, because I typically don't actually rate my books. I kind of just read them for the enjoyment of it. There's no, like, I don't annotate or anything like that. I just read it because I'm like, escapism. So, some of the books I actually really loved this year was Filthy Rich Vampires by Geneva Lee. So I actually found this book on Pinterest. And it wasn't even like published in like a physical copy yet, so I had pre-ordered it. And I was like, the day it came out, I devoured this. This was so good. Then I also really loved My Dark Romeo by Parker S. Huntington and L.J. Shin. This actually got me into like Parker S. Huntington's writing. And that's why I'm still currently reading Devious Lives. That's what it's called? Yeah, that's what it's called. She's a chonker. But I really like this. So it's about Romeo and then what's her face? Dallas. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's her name. She has a name. It is Dallas. I was right. I said what's her face. But it's about Romeo and Dallas. It's pretty much a marriage of it's not even a marriage of convenience. I don't know how to describe this. Lilith. Naughty cat. Don't do that again. I'm not really sure how to describe this one. Yeah, I'm drawing a blank, but it was a good book. We also have Love on the Brain by Ali Hazelwood. Maybe because it was my very first Ali Hazelwood book, I'm not really sure, but I really liked them. I felt like they were really cute. And this one was about Levi and B. Yeah, and of course, enemies to lovers. They're in the scientific community. He's a professor and she kisses him and they fake date to convince her best friend that she's over her ex-boyfriend who her best friend's dating. It's great. It's great. Must read. Okay, and then also Barbarian's Prize by Ruby Dixon. This is probably one of my favorites out of the series. Honestly, I love all of them. All of them, all of them, all of them. But I really liked the actual relationship between Tiffany and... Hold on, he has a name. I'm gonna remember it. No, I'm not. But I'm gonna find it. Soon? Maybe? Saluk. That's how you say it, right? The thing I love about Ruby Dixon is she actually has the pronunciations in the front. So I know if I'm saying it right. Like, how cool is that? Okay, scratch that, where'd it go? Maybe they're not in the front. You know, this is not turning out the way I wanted it to. Ah, they're in the back. I'm gonna find it. Eventually. Possibly. Dang! This is not fun. Why can't I find anything when I'm looking for it? Yeah, you say it's Saluk. I said it right the first time. Go me. Okay. But I loved their relationship. So pretty much something super tragic and traumatizing happens to Tiffany at the beginning of their journey. So she really isn't trying to mate. She doesn't want to mate. She's not about it. But Saluk is just like so cutesy and caring, and he's just like slow with her, and the fact that she felt comfortable enough with him that she could like open up to him and be like, I'm struggling here and I'd like your help. And it was just, the premise, it was so cute. So cute. And of course, God of Fury by Rena Kent, my #1 book of the year. Gosh. I was laughing, I was cackling, I was freaking crying. But this book was so amazing. So good. If you haven't read any of Rena Kent's works, I definitely suggest reading them. The God of Light, like the Legacy of God series is so good, and I'm going to honestly next year work on reading her whole entire backlist. It's gonna happen. I love her. I do. But this was so good, and I'm not gonna lie, so there's a like, and it's not even a spoiler because I'm not gonna say what they do, what happens, or anything like that, okay? But there is a Lan moment and a Nikolai moment, and it's chef's kiss. Oh my goodness! Yes! Oh. And I never thought I would be interested in like an MM, but it was really good. Okay, so these are all the books I read in 2023. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in my next one. We're probably going to be talking about my physical TBR, because I bought a lot of books, because I got shopping problems. But that's okay, because I'm sharing them with you. As always, I hope you have a great morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are, and as always, be bold, bright, and beautiful, but most importantly, be yourself. That's all I got, so bye!
Yeah, I never met someone like you. Oh, to your mama, she a blessing. There's nothing that I would undo.